It feels quite crazy to be here in 2022 in a developed country talking about why housing is a need and why it's sort of a basic
Rents
human
have
right.
increased by 33% in regional areas over the last 10 years and 25% in capital cities.
Education, the economy, jobs, your health, they all fall in a heap if you haven't got secure and affordable housing to do those from.
Rental hikes, every struggling Queenslander's nightmare and every landlord's dream. As uni students, we understand the rental crisis all too well. So, we headed out to talk to some people on both sides of the issue, personally affected by the crisis, to uncover the truth behind the headlines. First up, we spoke to Emma, a fellow student doing her best in this tough situation. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. So what is your current living situation while you attend uni?
So currently I'm half living on the Brisbane, I'm half living on the Gold Coast. I stay up in Brisbane with one of my mum's friends for 3 days a week.
Do you think landlords play a role in the crisis?
Oh, I think definitely 100%. Right now, obviously, it's a very competitive environment to try to find a rental and housing of any kind. There's obviously the housing crisis in Australia right now, and a lot of that is driven through landlords. Or kind of just being greedy, to be honest. People as a whole I believe shouldn't be profiting from human rights, and exactly what landlords are doing is trying to monetize off these human rights.
Has it been stressful trying to find a place, considering you're balancing uni at the same time?
I know some people that are currently working a full-time job on top of full-time uni, and it's really just not healthy because people are compromising their mental health, their physical health, and it is affecting people's grades and ultimately their futures.
Has it been stressful trying to find a place, considering you're balancing uni at the same time?
Trying to think about my future is hard enough while having to try to think about my living circumstances right now. And it kind of just adds a lot of extra pressure onto everything.
Talking to Emma really opened my eyes. She's not the only one in this situation. In Australia, 331,000 people are experiencing rental stress. And in Queensland, only 0.8% of rental properties are currently vacant, resulting in loads of people fighting over limited options. But why is this happening? The thing is, just as we all have to sign up for energy providers, tenants have no choice but to find shelter, which adds immense pressure to people paying rent or even trying to bid for rent outside their budgetary limits. Our students have it extra tough. With the recent decision of the Chinese government to send all online students to Australia, student accommodation is expected to have no vacancies. Additionally, the cost of living is increasing everywhere. So interest rates for mortgage holders are also increasing, meaning rent for tenants are increasing. So that's got me thinking, well, how are the landlords doing in all of this? So we're going to head down the Gold Coast now to talk to a landlord. She's on the other side of the situation, so it'll be really interesting to see her side of the story.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Anthony.
Husband Anthony. And we are landlords of 4 units that we own up in Brisbane, which are on the rental market.
The rental prices have gone up across the board, so have you raised your prices as well? Or?
So we have, because we have, of course, a mortgage with regard to the investment property, so we have had to raise it to cover expenses, but we try to be reasonable in that because you have to take people on an individual basis. The student we have, she's just lovely and she's looking after the property really well. We value her and we don't want her to go. We have not increased her rent in this last rental increase that the agent wanted us to, because we said no, she's paying a reasonable rent, she's a great tenant, and we know she has her limits as well.
At the end of the day, we only get one life, and achieving basic needs isn't something we should have to fight against the system to achieve. What do you think the future of the rental crisis looks like?
I don't think it's going to get any better.
If it's any consolation, there may be a light at the end of the tunnel. We are in a cost of living crisis, so I wouldn't expect rental prices to go down anytime soon. But interest rates have stopped increasing, so rent prices haven't been increasing as much recently. Could this be a glimmer of hope, or is it just trying to find faith in a system that's already broken?